He called her ugly. He laughed with his friends. He thought she'd just disappear. Big mistake. Because now, his DMs are blowing up. His secrets are leaking. His life is crumbling. And she hasn't even started yet. Revenge isn't sweet. It's necessary. The bass from the speakers pulsed like a second heartbeat as I adjusted the straps of my dress, my reflection in the hallway mirror looking back at me with nervous eyes. "You look beautiful," I whispered to myself, but the words rang hollow. Liam had texted me 20 minutes ago. "Where are you? I want you here." And even though parties weren't really my thing, I had rushed over, my stomach fluttering at the thought of his arms around me. The air inside was thick with sweat and cheap beer. I pushed through the crowd, my heels sticking slightly to the spilled vodka on the floor. I could hear Liam's laugh from the kitchen, that deep, warm sound that used to make my knees weak. Then I heard it. "Bro, why were you even with her? She's ugly as hell." My breath caught. "Yeah, well," Liam's voice dripping with amusement, "she was desperate. A girl like that. Nobody would even look at her twice. I was doing her a favor." The world tilted. My fingers went numb around the red plastic cup I was holding. The laughter that followed, loud, cruel, unanimous, sliced through me like a blade. I stepped forward. The second they saw me, the room went dead silent. Liam's smirk froze, his beer bottle hovering halfway to his lips. His eyes widened. Guilt? Fear? But it didn't matter. Without a word, I turned and walked out. Behind me, I heard Liam call my name. Once, twice, but I didn't stop. Couldn't stop. My vision blurred, my chest burned, but I refused to cry. Not here. Not in front of them. The cold night air hit my face as I burst through the front door, my breath coming in ragged gasps. I didn't know where I was going. I just knew I had to get away. My phone buzzed in my clutch. Once. Twice. 3 times. I didn't check it. Because right then, in the quiet of that empty sidewalk, something inside me broke. And from the ashes of that breakage, something far more dangerous rose. Revenge. I didn't go home. Instead, I walked, aimlessly, furiously, until my feet ached and my dress was damp with sweat. My mind replayed his words on a loop, each repetition carving deeper into my soul. Ugly. Desperate. Nobody would even look at her twice. By the time I stumbled into my apartment, dawn was breaking. My roommate, Jess, was already awake, her eyes widening when she saw me. "Sophia? What the hell happened?" I opened my mouth, but no sound came out. Instead, my knees buckled and suddenly I was sobbing, great heaving sobs that racked my entire body. Jess caught me before I hit the floor, her arms wrapping around me as I shattered in her hold. "Liam," I choked out. He said. But I couldn't say it. Not yet. Jess didn't push. She just held me, her fingers stroking my hair as I cried myself empty. When I finally pulled away, my face was raw, my eyes swollen. But beneath the grief, something else simmered. Rage. Jess saw it too. "What are you going to do?" I looked at my reflection in the hallway mirror, pale, broken, unrecognizable, and made a decision. I'm going to ruin him. The bathroom light was unforgiving. I stood naked before the mirror, my fingers tracing the contours of my body like a cartographer mapping unfamiliar terrain. The soft swell of my hips, the slight curve of my stomach, the constellation of freckles across my shoulders. I examined each feature with detached precision. Ugly. Liam's voice slithered through my thoughts as I pressed my palms against the cool glass. The girl in the reflection had dark circles under her eyes, lips bitten raw from restless nights. But beneath the exhaustion, something new simmered, a quiet fury that sharpened my cheekbones, hardened my gaze. Jess appeared in the doorway, her sleep-mussed hair framing a concerned face. "Jesus, sophomore. Have you been standing here all night?" I didn't answer immediately. My thumb brushed over the faint scar on my collarbone, the one Liam used to kiss and call adorable. Now it just looked like a flaw. "It's funny," I finally said, my voice rough from disuse. "I spent 2 years seeing myself through his eyes. Now I can't remember what I looked like before him." Jess stepped closer, her warmth radiating against my bare shoulder. "Then stop looking through anyone's eyes but your own." The advice settled between us as I reached for the scissors on the sink. The first snip sent a shock through my system. Golden brown strands tumbled to the tile like fallen soldiers. I watched, mesmerized, as years of careful growth disappeared in jagged chunks. The scissors felt heavy in my hand, the metallic snick-snick echoing in the small bathroom. Jess gasped when a particularly large lock caught on my shoulder before floating downward. "Are you sure about this?" I met her eyes in the mirror. I've never been more sure of anything. With each cut, I shed another layer of the girl Liam had molded. The hair he loved twirling around his fingers. The length he said made me look feminine. Gone. When I finally set the scissors down, a stranger stared back at me, her chin-length bob asymmetrical and slightly uneven, but undeniably hers. Jess's lips trembled. "It's different." I tilted my head, watching how the shorter layers framed my face. Different is good. My closet smelled like heartbreak. I yanked armfuls of clothing from the racks, the fabrics whispering accusations as they fell into the growing pile on my bed. The pastel pink sweater Liam said brought out my cute innocence. The floral dress he'd picked out for our 6-month anniversary. The demure blouses he deemed appropriate for campus. Jess sat cross-legged on the floor, sorting through the carnage. "You're really getting rid of everything?" I paused, fingering the sleeve of a sky-blue cardigan. "Not everything. Just the things he chose for me." The donation bag swallowed my former wardrobe whole. The boutique's dressing room mirrors showed my progress from every angle. The leather skirt hugged my curves like a second skin, the material creaking softly as I turned. The blood-red blouse plunged just low enough to be dangerous, the color making my skin glow against the stark black lace beneath. "Damn," Jess breathed when I emerged. "You look like a femme fatale." I smoothed my hands down the buttery soft leather. "I feel like one." The saleswoman's eyebrows climbed her forehead as she rang up my purchases. "Big plans tonight?" I handed over my credit card with a smile that didn't reach my eyes. "You could say that." My phone glowed in the dark dorm room, casting eerie shadows across my face. Liam's Instagram was a shrine to his own ego: gym selfies with carefully flexed biceps, party shots with red plastic cups raised in toast, the occasional artsy black and white of his skateboard against a sunset. I created the Finsta with surgical precision. Username, @mysterygirl_sex. Bio, just passing through. Profile pic, a shadowy silhouette of a woman's back. The first post was a masterpiece of ambiguity, a close-up of my collarbone, the edge of my new black lace bra just visible, a silver necklace dangling between my breasts. No face. No identifying marks. Just enough to intrigue. Jess peered over my shoulder. "This is diabolical." I hit post. "This is strategy." The notification came at 2:37 a.m. Jason_Miller99 liked your post. I smiled into the darkness. Jason, Liam's best friend, his confidant, the same one who'd laughed loudest at my humiliation. Right on schedule. 3 more likes followed within the hour. None from Liam yet, but I could practically feel the digital breadcrumbs leading him to my doorstep. Brew Haven smelled of roasted beans and burnt pastries. I made my entrance with calculated precision, the bell jingling overhead, my new boots clicking against the worn hardwood. Every head turned as I strode to the counter, the slit in my skirt revealing just enough thigh to be scandalous. "Large cold brew," I told the barista. "Black. No sweetener." Liam's usual order, but stronger. Bitter. Like me. I felt his gaze before I saw him. There in the corner booth, his textbooks forgotten, his mouth slightly open. His fingers tightened around his own cup as I deliberately licked a stray drop of coffee from my lips. "Sophia." I turned slowly as if surprised. "Oh. Liam." My eyes raked over his rumpled hoodie, his unshaven jaw. "You look tired." He swallowed hard. "Your hair." I touched the choppy ends. "Do you like it?" The question hung between us, loaded and dangerous. Before he could answer, my phone buzzed with a text from Jess. "Class starts in 5. You coming?" I smiled sweetly. "Gotta run. See you around, Liam." The lie tasted delicious on my tongue. 1:09 a.m. The witching hour. A known number. "I know it's you." I watched the 3 dancing dots, imagining Liam hunched over his phone in his dim dorm room, the stale scent of cheap beer clinging to his sheets. Me, wrong number. A known number. Cut the shit, sophomore. I see what you're doing. My fingers hovered over the screen. The clock ticked to 1:17. Me, then you should know I'm not doing it for you. I blocked the number before he could respond, but not before catching the rapid-fire typing. Notification. Somewhere across campus, Liam was unraveling. And I was just getting warmed up. My phone buzzed against the library desk, the vibration loud enough to draw glares from nearby students. Jason's name flashed on the screen. Unexpected, unwelcome. Jason_Miller 99. Phi Kappa Party Friday. You should come. The words blurred as I read them 3 times, my pulse hammering in my throat. My fingers hovered over the keyboard, torn between deleting the message immediately and crafting the perfect response. Across the study table, Jess's eyebrows disappeared into her hairline. What's got you looking like you're about to commit murder? I turned the screen toward her. Her coffee cup hit the table with a thud. Absolutely not. No way. That's a setup if I've ever seen one. I tapped my pen against my notebook, considering. Or it's an opportunity. Jess grabbed my wrist. Soph, listen to yourself. These are the same guys who... I know exactly who they are. My voice came out colder than I intended. That's why I have to go. The library clock ticked loudly in the silence that followed. Jess released my arm with a sigh. Then I'm coming with you. My bedroom looked like a war room by Thursday night. Outfits covered every surface. Leather pants draped over the chair, a dangerously short sequin dress hanging from the closet door, thigh-high boots standing at attention by the mirror. Jess flopped onto my bed, sending a cascade of silky fabrics sliding. This is insane. You realize that, right? I held up 2 nearly identical black dresses. Which one says, I'm over you, but also you'll regret losing me? The one you're not wearing when you come to your senses. I ignored her, turning back to the mirror. The transformation still startled me sometimes. The sharp bob that framed my face instead of hiding it, the way my new wardrobe accentuated rather than concealed. You're really going through with this? Jess's voice softened. I met her eyes in the reflection. I need to see his face when he realizes what he lost. Music thumped through the frat house walls, the bass line vibrating up through my stilettos as we approached. A group of freshmen scattered from the porch, their whispers trailing after us. Is that Liam's ex? Damn, she looks different. Thought she was supposed to be ugly? Jess squeezed my hand as we reached the door. Last chance to bail. I adjusted the plunging neckline of my dress. Not a chance. Jason materialized in the doorway, his red plastic cup dripping condensation onto the warped floorboards. His eyes raked over me, widening slightly. You actually came. I smiled sweetly. Miss me? His Adam's apple bobbed as he stepped aside. Liam's gonna lose his shit. Good, I thought, sweeping past him into the sweaty chaos. The kitchen was a press of bodies, the air thick with beer and body heat. I spotted Liam near the keg, his arms slung around some blonde's shoulders. She was giggling at something he said, her manicured fingers playing with the collar of his shirt. Jess tensed beside me. You okay? I didn't answer, just grabbed a cup and filled it precisely halfway with vodka. No mixer, no ice. The liquid burned going down, but I welcomed the fire. Liam's head snapped up as if sensing my presence. His mouth fell open slightly, his grip on the blonde loosening. Sophia. The blonde turned, her lip curling. Who's this? I took another slow sip, letting the silence stretch. Just an old friend. My eyes never left Liam's as I added, right baby? The pet name, his pet name for me, landed like a grenade. The blonde recoiled as if scalded. Liam's cup hit the floor with a splatter, beer soaking into his sneakers. You? He swallowed hard, his eyes tracing my new haircut, the dress, the way I held myself differently. Your hair. I touched the asymmetrical bob. You mentioned. The kitchen had gone suspiciously quiet around us. I could feel dozens of eyes watching, phones undoubtedly recording. Liam's hand closed around my wrist. We need to talk. Outside. The backyard was quieter, the air thick with the scent of weed and rotting porch furniture. Liam backed me against the rusted swing set, his breath hot and beery. What the F** are you doing? I arched a brow. Enjoying a party? You're playing games. His fingers dug into my hips. Posting those pics. Wearing that dress. Showing up here. Does it bother you? I tilted my head. Seeing me move on? A muscle ticked in his jaw. There is no moving on. Not after what we had. I laughed, the sound sharp as broken glass. What we had? You mean you calling me ugly to your friends? You using me for? His mouth crashed onto mine. The kiss tasted like desperation and Bud Light, his hands fumbling at my waist. For one terrifying second my body remembered him, the way his teeth nipped my lower lip, the groan he made when I shoved him back hard. What the hell, Liam? His chest heaved. You wanted this. The teasing. The kissing, the f***ing. I wanted you to hurt, I spat. Like you hurt me. Something dark flashed in his eyes. Mission accomplished. A twig snapped behind us. We turned in unison to find Jason and 3 other brothers gaping from the porch, their phones raised. Recording. Liam went pale. Wait. But it was too late. The blonde from earlier pushed through the group, her face twisted in betrayal. You pig. The video was on Snapchat before we made it back inside. By Sunday morning the damage was irreparable. 1. Amber, the blonde, had dumped Liam very publicly during the party. 2. The video had been screen recorded and spread to every relevant group chat. 3. Liam's reputation was now permanently that pathetic ex who can't let go. Jess scrolled through the fallout on her phone during brunch, whistling low. Damn girl. You didn't just burn that bridge, you napalmed it. I sipped my mimosa watching the bubbles rise. It's not over yet. Across campus, in a dorm room that still smelled like my perfume, Liam was probably staring at his phone. Waiting. Wondering. Let him sweat, I thought, turning back to my eggs Benedict. The best revenge was always served cold. My phone blew up Monday morning. Unknown number. You set me up. Unknown number. Answer me, Sophia. Unknown number. I know you're seeing these. I blocked the number after screenshotting each message. Instagram was even more telling. Liam had posted, then deleted, 3 vague stories about betrayal. His follower count had dropped by 112. Jason's Finsta liked another one of my mysterious posts. I smiled and posted a new photo, just my manicured hand resting on a masculine shoulder, the face carefully cropped out. Let them wonder. The campus Wi-Fi was slow at 2 a.m., but patience had always been my virtue. I watched the progress bar crawl across my laptop screen, my fingers steepled beneath my chin. One final keystroke, and Liam's entire digital life unfolded before me. Got you, I whispered to the empty dorm room. His Instagram DMs were a treasure trove of narcissism, flirty messages to 3 different girls sent the same night he'd kissed me, drunken rants about professors, and most deliciously, screenshots of his desperate text to me that he'd sent to Jason with the caption, "Can you believe this psycho?" Jess stirred in her bed across the room. Soph? You okay? I minimized the window. Never better. The USB drive clicked as I inserted it, copying every damning conversation. Revenge, I'd learned, was best executed with evidence. At Truth About Liam went live at 11:17 a.m. on a Tuesday, prime social media hours. The account posted in rapid succession. 1. A video compilation of Liam's most obnoxious moments, courtesy of forgotten Snapchat stories. 2. Screenshots of him trash-talking his bros behind their backs. 3. The piece de resistance, his texts about me alongside the video of our backyard confrontation. By noon the account had 1,400 followers. By 3 p.m. it was the talk of every group chat on campus. I watched the fallout from my sociology lecture, chewing my pen cap as notifications flooded my burner phone. Across the lecture hall, Liam's usual seat remained conspicuously empty. Jess slid into the chair beside me, her eyes wide. Did you see? See what? I blinked innocently. She studied my face for a long moment before grinning. Never mind. Liam cornered me outside the science building 2 days later. His eyes were bloodshot, his normally perfect hair greasy and unkempt. You did this. His voice cracked. I adjusted my backpack straps. Did what? The f***ing Instagram account. Spittle flew from his lips. Those were private messages. A crowd of students slowed to watch. I made my expression the picture of confusion. I don't know what you're talking about, Liam. Maybe someone got tired of your bullshit. His hands clenched at his sides. You'll pay for this. I leaned in close enough to smell the desperation on him. I already have. As I walked away, I heard the unmistakable sound of his fist connecting with a brick wall. The consequences rolled in like storm clouds. 1. Fraternity suspension. Phi Kappa placed Liam on probation for conduct unbecoming. 2. Academic probation. 3 professors filed complaints about his aggressive behavior. 3. Social exile. Even Jason stopped returning his texts. I monitored it all from afar, my satisfaction growing with each new development. The final blow came via email. A forwarded message from the study abroad office rejecting Liam's application to Barcelona. Semester abroad application. Dear Mr. Carter, after review of your recent conduct, we regret to inform you. I printed the email and pinned it to my bulletin board. Rain sheeted down the night Liam came to my apartment uninvited. He looked like a ghost of himself, hollow-cheeked, soaking wet, his Letterman jacket hanging loose on his frame. Please. The word was barely audible over the storm. Make it stop. I held the door open just enough to speak. Make what stop? Everything. His voice broke. My life is ruined. I studied him, the boy who'd once made me feel small. Now he was the one shrinking. The difference between us, I said softly, is that you ruined me for fun. I tightened my grip on the door. I ruined you on principle. The lock clicked shut behind me as I turned away. Outside the storm raged on. The alumni newsletter arrived on a Tuesday. Former student Liam Carter withdraws from State U amid academic probation. I sipped my coffee, the morning sun warm across my new desk at the law firm. My phone buzzed. A message from Jess. You seeing this? Karma's a bitch. Attached was a blurry photo of Liam bagging groceries at a discount supermarket. I smiled and turned back to my work. Some stories didn't need sequels. The coffee shop smelled like burnt espresso beans and regret. I sat in the corner booth, my fingers tracing the rim of my mug, watching the steam curl into the air like the last whispers of a dying fire. 6 months. Half a year since I'd destroyed Liam Carter's life. The thought should have brought me more satisfaction. Across from me, Jess stirred her latte with unnecessary force. You're doing that thing again. What thing? The brooding, staring into space thing. She pointed her spoon at me. This is supposed to be a celebration. You got the internship, you're top of your class, and Liam's stocking shelves at grocery outlet. Why the long face? I watched a group of freshmen giggle by the sugar station, their backpacks still shiny and new. I thought I'd feel different. Jess's expression softened. Like what? Vindicated? Powerful? Clean? The word hung between us, heavier than I intended. Outside, autumn leaves skittered across the pavement, red as old bloodstains. My apartment buzzer startled me awake at 2:17 a.m. I fumbled for my phone, the screen blinding in the dark. No texts. No missed calls. Just the relentless buzzing like an angry hornet trapped in my wall. The peephole revealed a silhouette I'd know anywhere. The slope of those shoulders, the way he always shifted his weight to his left foot. My fingers hovered over the deadbolt. Every survival instinct screamed not to open it. But curiosity had always been my weakness. The door creaked open to reveal a stranger. Gone was the golden boy swagger. The man on my doorstep smelled like cheap whiskey and unwashed clothes, his once perfect hair limp against his forehead. But his eyes, those were the same. Dark blue and full of storms. Sophia. My name sounded broken in his mouth. I crossed my arms. It's 3 a.m. I know. He swayed slightly. I just needed to see you. The hallway light flickered, casting shadows across the hollows of his cheeks. I hadn't realized how much weight he'd lost. You've seen me. I moved to shut the door. His hand shot out, palm slamming against the wood. Please. 5 minutes. Something in his voice, something raw and desperate, made me hesitate. Against my better judgment, I stepped aside. He didn't sit. Just paced my tiny living room like a caged animal, his fingers tugging at his hair. I lost everything. I leaned against the kitchen counter, putting the island between us. I know. I was there. No, you don't understand. His laugh was bitter. My dad cut me off. My mom won't even take my calls. I'm sleeping on Jason's couch until his girlfriend kicks me out. I studied the wine stain on my carpet. And this is my problem because you won. He whirled on me, eyes wild. You destroyed me. Isn't that enough? The clock on my microwave ticked loudly in the silence. I'd imagined this moment 100 times. Liam broken at my feet, begging for mercy. But now that it was here, all I felt was tired. What do you want from me, Liam? He sank onto my couch, head in his hands. I don't know. Absolution. A time machine. His shoulders shook. I was such a fucking idiot. Moonlight sliced through the blinds, painting stripes across his hunched form. For the first time I saw him not as the villain of my story but as just a boy. A stupid, flawed human boy. It should have felt like victory. He just felt sad. The coffee I made him was too strong, just how he used to like it. Some habits died hard. He cradled the mug like it was the only warm thing left in his world. Remember that weekend at the lake house? I stiffened. Don't. You made s'mores even though you hated marshmallows. You said. I said the crunch was worth the sweetness. My throat tightened. Don't do this. His finger traced a chip in my coffee table. I think about that a lot. Outside, a siren wailed in the distance. I wondered if someone else was having the worst night of their life. Here's what's going to happen. My voice surprised me with its steadiness. You're going to finish that coffee. Then you're going to leave. And you're never going to contact me again. He looked up, his eyes glassy. That's it. That's it. For a long moment he just stared at me. Then slowly he nodded. The mug clinked as he set it down half full. I watched from my window as he disappeared down the street, his shadow stretching long under the streetlights before vanishing around the corner. Jess's text came through as dawn painted the sky pink. You awake? I had the weirdest dream about Liam. I typed back slowly. Me too. Then I blocked his number for the last time. Epilogue 1 year later. The law office hummed with quiet efficiency, the scent of fresh coffee and printer toner filling the air. My new business card sat heavy in my pocket. Sophia Reynolds, Junior Associate. Reynolds. My supervisor poked her head into my office. You coming to the welcome lunch? I smiled, tucking a strand of hair, now long again, behind my ear. Wouldn't miss it. As I passed the lobby TV, a news segment caught my eye. Former State U student Liam Carter arrested for DUI. The camera showed a blurry figure being led into a squad car. Even through the pixelation I recognized the slope of those shoulders. I turned away before they showed his face. Some ghosts weren't meant to haunt you forever. Think.